Yes, I am a comedian, even though I know I look like I was sent from the city to shut this down. I know I have strong narc energy to me. I know that some kids grow up and want to be Batman, not me. I was Commissioner Gordon the whole time. That's my vibe. Thank you guys for being here. This is a treat. My name is Dustin. I'm 36. I'm not handling my 30s very well because I realize like 30s is not old, but it is almost old. Like, you're right there, you know? And some of you are in your 30s, you're like, that's not true, I'm still young. Yeah, the first stage of grief, denial. You'll come along. It's not. You got a little young in you and a little old. You're in transition, you know? Like, I still get excited about concerts, but I also get excited about Kohl's Cash. I'm in transition, you understand me? And everything changes. You can get hurt doing anything in your 30s. Anything is dangerous. I play basketball once a week. I texted a friend my age, and I said, hey, are you going to be here this week? And he said, no. I threw out my back, and I said, how? And he said, folding a sheet. And I wasn't surprised. I was mad at him because we needed the numbers. I was like, come on, man, you're 36. You know you can't be doing that by yourself anymore. You free soloed a sheet? Are you insane? You need a spotter for that kind of action. Everything about health becomes much more challenging. That's what it is. And even your goals change, you know? Like in your 20s, you say things like, I want to look hot naked. And in your 30s, you're like, I want to look pretty good dressed. I'm not trying to get in good shape. I'm trying to get in a shape that nobody comments on. That's all. It's hard. Like, I work out a lot. Ta-da! This took a lot of effort. I'm disappointed, too. I asked my wife, I was like, honey, I work out all the time. Does it even look like a workout? She goes, you know, it looks like you work out, but, like, also that you never miss a cheat day. All right. That's accurate, but hurtful. I had a friend, I asked him, like, hey, man, well, all my gyms are closed, you know, the pandemic, the gyms are closed. What do you recommend I do? And he texted me, and he goes, you know what, for a guy like you, already insulting. He's like, you know, you can just do a lot of body weight exercises. That's so mean when you think about it. Dude, you are so out of shape if you just lifted your arm. That's all I need from you. And don't overdo it. If that's too much, use your other arm to do it. Bend at the knees, buddy. I think what it is you kind of like get turned off by like the people who get overly preachy about their diets because it's not one diet. We all know what dieting really is. Every day, we all have to make a choice. Am I going to eat healthy or am I going to be happy? Those are the choices we make every day. That's all it is, like cookies. Cookies make me so happy, I eat them till I'm sad. Does that make sense? I asked that same friend who told me about the body weight exercise, like, do you ever cheat? He goes, yeah, I love cookies. And I go, what's your favorite kind of cookie? And he goes, oatmeal raisin. I was like, oatmeal raisin, have you not had the other cookies before? Oatmeal raisin, that's like a week away from being a granola bar. Like, just leave that out, it'll turn, chop it up, put it in a bowl, that's potpourri now. That's what that is. I was always very confused by potpourri's function as a child. I was raised by a single dad, all right, and I was raised redneck. I have seen my dad cry 2 times ever, and both those times involved the Daytona 500. So it was him in my house and my Uncle Butch. Whatever you just saw when I said Uncle Butch, that's him right there. Butch had one son, he named him Tater. This is my family. And my dad would put the potpourri on the back of the toilet and be like, it really helps with the smell in here. And be like, doesn't seem like it. That's not potpourri's fault, though. Nothing can fix the bathroom smell. Stop trying. Nothing. The spray does not fix the situation. It changes it. It's not better, it's different. You walk in and be like, oh, it smells like poop in here. Shh. Okay, now it smells like kind of like a citrusy poop in here. Kind of like a fall breeze of feces. That's nice. Oh, what's that scent? Downhill from a farm? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for picking that up. You just get so turned off by people's preachiness. They oversell their weird thing that they're into. And nobody is more guilty of this than the essential oils people. You guys familiar with essential oils? Yeah, a couple of you are twitching for your vials right now. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, mustache. I will baptize you in peppermint. Don't say a word. Listen, if you're into it, I get it. It's fun to believe in magic. I get it. But it can't be everything. It can't fix everything. If you're not familiar, I'll fill you in. It's this small cult that thinks whatever your life problem is can be fixed by their magic gypsy oil. That's all. You just hear it in the pitch and you're like, okay, so I just put this on my neck and so I'm clear. Okay, that'll be good for my skin and my dog's anxiety? Okay. Oh, it's not supported anywhere in the medical community? Perfect. Oh, and it's a pyramid scheme. Keeps getting better. I've tried it one time because someone recommended that I use it for sleep. And sleep is one of those things that changes as you get older. Like, I used to just go to sleep. Now I have a relationship with sleep. My body and brain cannot agree on bedtime. I can be barely able to stand tired, and body's like, hey, brain, we should go to bed. And brain's like, totally. Let's do it. And then as soon as you hit the pillow, brain's like, oh, hey, real quick. Here is everything that you're worried about. Here it is, right here. And you're like, come on, brain, it's 1 a.m. We can't do anything about that. Brain's like, I'm so sorry, that's my mistake. You know what, instead? Here's some bad memories. Here you go. Also a scene from the scariest movie you've ever seen. Also, you have to go pee again. Get up. You don't actually have to go pee, it just feels like you have to go pee. And then when you do sleep, you need it, so it's heavy and groggy, and waking up is so hard. You know how iPhone is the facial recognition? You ever wake up so ugly you can't open your iPhone? Your phone is like, that cannot be you. That cannot be you. I am filled with the most sophisticated technology on the planet, and I don't recognize whatever goblin got a hold of me last night. If that is you, I can't be seen with you, all right? You need to go to Cricket Wireless and get a burner for the day. I can't. You gotta snort. Boom, right there. That's what we're aiming for. Get that on tape. I think one of the hardest things about your 30s is now it's the first time in your life there's a real group of people that think you're old. If you're in your 20s, you have the audacity to think that I'm old. And you don't realize the sting of that, because in your 20s, the only group that thinks you're old are teenagers, and teenagers, we can all agree, not real people yet. A teenager is not a human, that is a rough draft of a human. They are not done. I have a middle school son, I don't like anything about it. The face of a middle school boy, what is that? You look like a baby with a mustache. What? I don't like, it's all gangly. I don't like it. Doesn't move with any natural fluidity to it. I don't like any of that, you know, the smell. I'm like, I've never smelt this before on it. You smell sour. Who smells sour? You smell like behind an Applebee's. Like, I saw it, I'd look at him, I was like, I love you, I would do anything for you, I would die for you. I don't like the way I feel when you're near me. I've never liked teens, and that's a bummer, because I used to be a youth pastor, and, I know you guys know that from the second you saw me, I know. I have strong youth pastor energy, you know? I look like I'd be good at leading a devotional and playing ping pong, and I am. I'm really good at both of those things. That when I was at that job, that's when I realized that that's how church youth group got invented, because parents were like, this is God's problem. I'm outsourcing you to Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna have you baptized just for the shower. Just for the shower? And I was bad at that job because I don't like teenagers, so I'd just be like, I don't think you guys deserve the love of Jesus. I don't know. I shouldn't be that much judgmental. I was a teenager when I got married. I was 19 when I got married. I was very mature, which is very easy to believe because this is mature me. And I said fall breeze of feces 5 minutes ago. So I used to think it was hilarious to write on my wife's grocery list butt cream. Because that was this hilarious imaginary thing I made up when I was 19. And now I'm in my 30s and I still write butt cream, but not ironically. write butt cream and then parentheses, I put extra strength. But I got married young because I fell for a girl way out of my league. And I don't mean that in like an overly complimentary way. Like when people see us together, they're like, huh. Oh, I bet he's funny. I bet there's some personality there. We were getting jaded though, me and my wife. Not towards each other, just towards marriage in general. I know we're getting jaded because the last wedding we went to, we were giggling during the vows. We couldn't take it seriously, you know? Because that doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It means nothing at all. That is not a marriage. That is a wedding. Those are different things. A marriage is tomorrow when they get to the airport and she goes, I forgot my passport. Now you're married. That's the ceremony right there. Today, till death do us part. Tomorrow, I'm going to Mexico alone. You had one job. One job. We're starting to get real honest in marriage, though. It's starting to hit like, you know, I asked my wife if she was attracted to one of my friends, and this went poorly. But not in the way I anticipated it going poorly. Actually, I was like, hey, my friend there, are you attracted to him? And she goes, you know, I'm not really attracted to guys based on the way they look. I was like, that is the meanest thing. That hurts so bad. I'd rather you tell me you fantasize about him every day. You just undid me on like a molecular level. And don't get me wrong, I was always confused, but I thought you were into this, you know? I thought this was your thing. But I know, I'm very specific. I'm very niche, but I thought this is what you wanted. I thought you were like, you know what I want out of a guy is I want a guy who like looks like he reads comic books and is hard to push over. That's what I want. I want him sturdy and nerdy. That's how I want him. I know it's, you know, we're getting jaded, but we're also like, I think we have a good, healthy, realistic, you know, idea of what marriage is. Like, people ask for advice a lot, and that's a compliment. They go, oh, how do I know who's the one? How do I know? Go, listen, if you really want to know who you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, ignore everything positive about them. That does not help you. Look at the most annoying thing about a person. The thing that drives everybody else in their life crazy. And if you can stand that thing, then that's your soulmate. That's how you know, because you have to adore somebody and endure them. You need both of those things. And that should be the stuff on dating apps. It shouldn't be like, I like to kayak. It should be like, I grind my teeth at night, FYI. Oh, you have a sleep apnea machine? Perfect. That'll drown that out nicely. There are tests along the way. Like if you're in a relationship with somebody right now and they say espresso, and you don't want to murder them, then marry them right then and there. I do. There is no X in that word. You are uncultured and illiterate. You understand me? That's how I know me and my wife are for each other. We can stand each other's things. My wife can't say the word salsa correctly. She says salsa. Like, may I have some chips and salsa? You feel that tension right there? I've said it twice. You all hate her already. That's actually a big part of it. People say, oh, like you need to love the same things. No, you need to hate the same things. Hate is so much more powerful than love, it's not even close. It's not even close. Let your love grow through bitterness and spite. Honestly, me and my wife have a couple friend in our life that everything they do, we hate. And that's why they're in our lives. They are the single most important thing in our relationship because they do something annoying and then we get together and talk crap about them and then our love blossoms. That's what they're there for. They're the young couple that always tries to like flex or like get on our level or like try and impress us. You know, Dustin, every night we still fall asleep together cuddling. I'm not impressed by that. You know why you cuddle early on in a relationship? Because you're still afraid they're gonna leave. That's why. You're not cuddling, you're holding on. That's not romance, that's a hostage situation. They'd leave if they could. You know what a happy couple looks like in bed? Could you be further away? Further away, I don't want to feel you. Further away. I don't want to know you're here. Like a happy couple invented the California king because the king bed didn't suffice. Further away. to share blankets with you. I got my own farts to deal with over here. I've spent the last half an hour carefully cocooning myself into a burrito of stench so they don't leak out to your side because I love you. You gotta have that on lockdown, though. You want that marriage as solid as you can when you start having kids, because it's hard. Having kids is hard, and non-parents, I can't. It's just the questions drive me crazy. Dustin, you have 3 kids. What would you say is your parenting philosophy? Survival? What do you want me to say? We do not negotiate with terrorists. That's it, right there. I will say it's nice when you start to have more kids because you start to lighten up a little bit, you know? Because kids are like cell phones. Every 2 years, you love an upgrade, you know? New kid, new phone, same thing. Everybody's excited. They want to come over and hold it. And you're like, be careful, it's new. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. 2 years later, 2-year-old kid, 2-year-old phone, same thing. Got a lot of smudges on it. It never responds to voice commands. And you're looking at it like, I'm thinking about dropping you on purpose. I am. But you start to become, the more kids you have, you start to have better perspective, you know? Because when you have your first kid, you do all this stuff that's unnecessary. You don't realize it, but it's unnecessary. You know, you baby-proof the whole house. You buy the best car seat. You feed them regularly. Unnecessary. Youngest kid, you'll look at your youngest kid sometimes like, you'll find food. You will. It's in the house, you know? Like, your scavenger instincts will kick in and you'll track it down. And if you don't, maybe it wasn't meant to be. I don't know. You'll look at your youngest kid sometimes like, I don't have any pictures of you. How long have you been here? You're like a rumor around here. Are you the youngest? That's amazing. They don't even know who you are. You had to wear red just to get noticed. That's hilarious. I bet, are these the 2 older sisters? Are you and your mom? Okay, it's all right. This will probably be on taping. Don't worry. Don't worry. Millions of people will see this. No pressure. It always happens with the young. Is there only 3? There's 4. Whoa. Well, there's 1 that they care even less about. Feel good. That you even left an empty chair for. We'll put our Skittles where she was supposed to be. That should make you feel a little better. It changes, though. It all changes. I get those fights with non-parents a lot, though. A lot. You know where I get a lot of fights with are with, like, dog parents, you know? I don't care if you have animals. I just like seeing animals do what they're supposed to do. That's all. Like, I live near a SeaWorld, all right? When orcas started eating trainers, I bought a season pass. That's what they're supposed to do. We named them killer whales, all right? Because sometimes when you're a dog parent, it gets a little off. You know, like I did a show with a dog parent. I knew we weren't going to get along from the start because I'm backstage going to my notes, and she wasn't going to notes. She was backstage open mouth kissing her dog. That's the right response. Thank you. And she looks at me like I'm the freak in the room. She sees me all grimacing, uncomfortable. She's like, well, you have kids, right? I go, yeah. And she goes, well, can your kids even do this? I said, sit on my lap and make out with me? Legally, no. And this is when the crazy starts to unravel, when they start talking to the dog, all right? She's like, ignore that big bad man. What do you want for dinner tonight, honey? Chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? And then she looks at me and she says this. She goes, you know what, sir? I believe that all animals should be treated equally, if not better than people. I go, really, all animals? All animals? What about chicken and fish? I feel like I'm seeing some inconsistencies here. This is why you need to stay in your lane and don't judge other people, because she got defensive and she got mean, and I came right back at her. She said, well, you just need to know that those little kids of yours, those little kids that could never fill your heart in the way my dog does. That's so mean. I was like, whatever, maybe that's true, but you just need to know your dog is gonna die way before my kids. And you might have to kill it, so... I think what it is in that moment home, and it's the lack of empathy towards a parent. Because parents, especially modern parents, like there are new things that were not there before with new challenges. The phone. The phone has changed everything. We finally had to cave in and get my son a phone because a lot of time he would text me from my wife's phone, but I didn't always know who I was hearing from. So a while back, I hit the road, and me and my wife get in a big fight right before I leave. And the next text I get from her, sweetheart, she's listed as sweetheart in my phone, says, I'm sleeping at Pete's house tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, what's that? I respond back, who in the world is Pete? And it says, don't worry, his dad's home. What's happening right now? So be sympathetic. And the name and discipline has changed a lot too, you know? Discipline has changed. Some people spank, some people don't. If you do spank, don't act like you're doing something other than what you're doing. People say this a lot. They go, we discipline, that's code for hitting. We discipline, but we never discipline in anger. What? What do you discipline in apathy? No, we don't hit our kids when we're mad. Are you crazy? That's why you hit a kid, because you're mad. And you know what? That's the right emotion to match the action. You want to ruin a child? Spank them with a smile on your face. Do that. This hurts me more than it hurts you. You just created a monster back there. It's not all bad. There are moments, though. There are absolute moments. I love going to my kids' games. The only thing more satisfying than watching your kids at sports are watching the kids that are there against their will. If you have not had the chance to watch a child be forced into youth sports participation, what a gift. I love it so much. There's a kid on my son's basketball team named TJ. TJ does not sit on the bench. TJ lays on the bench. And whenever they call his number, it's a big dramatic scene. He flops into the ground, rolls it to center court, flips off his parents. I love TJ. I can't get enough of this kid. Every time they put him in the game, I'm like, yeah! TJ! 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 I have a foam finger. It's just the middle finger. I love TJ. Because he's a wild card. I don't know what he's going to do. I have seen a million kids make or miss a basket. I have seen one kid bite a ref. That's worth getting up for on a Saturday morning. At the end of last season, they tried to have the viral YouTube moment where, the kid who's not very good gets his first basket of the season. All right? And this is the moment that I realized we were actually all pawns in TJ's game. Because they put him in, and everybody knows what's happening. The game on the other side of the court stops. Everybody gets their phones out. They put him in. Everybody's cheering. The defense clears. They throw him the ball. Looks like it's out of a Disney movie. He catches it. 5, 4, 3. This psychopath does not shoot the basketball. He licks the basketball, and then he kicks it into the stands. This is the best moment of my life. Because then he turns and looks at us like that scene from Gladiator, like, are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here? It's like, this is why I'm here, TJ. My kid's not even playing today, so... But it's not all good. There are hard moments. Of course there's hard moments. You know what you forget kids can be mean. And they can be mean in very vulnerable moments. I get really car sick. The last time that I had car sick in front of my kids, not only were they not supportive, they were mocking me. They were doing impersonations of me puking as I was still actively puking. Just in the back of the car, I'm dead. Is he crying? What a loser. I don't know how to handle that situation. I just go instinct. I go, look at me. You look at me in the eyes. You need to know that of everyone in this family, your mom is the only one that I picked. But I can feel that split the room a little bit. Because some of you are offended, and the rest you're like, I need to write that down. That is amazing. You guys are so much fun. I've been Dustin Nickerson. Thank you so much, everybody.